Yeah. So I was on Facebook on the Facebook group, um, and I saw that well, I was on Facebook and I saw a an article. I saw an article from For Harriet. It's really a black feminist um, news online news sites. You read articles and shit like that. And then they were talking about how this one how wife schools are a scam, and women shouldn't inspire to be wives and shit like that. And I just want to kind of go on a side note tangent because I really miss the old days, especially when I was growing up, when girls, little girls inspired to be married, they inspired to be damsels in distress, they inspired to be mothers, and they would have, you see like these little baby dolls, and some of these dolls can actually poop and pee, and they can talk barely, kind of. You don't see that anymore nowadays, especially with those type of toys. But you miss the attitude, the way that a lot of young girls carry themselves, to where they wanted to be like princesses. They want that, you know, that kind of strong man to lead them, and all they have to do is just sit there, drink tea, and just kind of watch him lead, and he brings her everything she wants. But nowadays you don't even see that anymore. And the thing is, not even Disney. Disney nowadays is, they don't even promote that, because a lot of people criticize the concepts of Disney princesses. Now you have these tomboy princesses, and all this kind of gender confusion. And now you have girls growing up not wanting to just like sit back and relax and let men do what they need to do. I miss those days. Nowadays, women or girls are inspired to do things that are manly, or masculine. I don't have too much of a problem of females, young girls being a tomboy for a little bit. They want to play with the boys and play, football, and they want to prove to the boys that they can take a hit. I don't mind the little, I don't mind the small stuff, but it just kind of annoys me when you literally see females. Or, the thing is, it's not even it's just kids of both genders, you know, not, not wanting to take their roles. You have boys. I'm seeing a good bit of these black boys who are claiming transgender, and they're playing with dolls, and they're wearing dresses, and they're playing makeup. Then you have girls, who saw this other thing with this, like, this transgender boy, and it's just really just this girl who has a mohawk, and she want to do boy things. But I'm just kind of looking at it like, you have all of these dykes and these tomboys and transgender boys who want to be men, but the thing is that they just want to emulate hyper masculinity. They just want to emulate the thug, the bad boy, the player. All these kind of over the top males, these over the top images. And the thing is that they wanna, they wanna masquerade as them, those type of males. But the thing is, they don't want to do. I can pretty much assure you, they don't want to have the consequences of being those type of men. They would never think, they would never want to pay child support for, even though they can't get a girl pregnant, but they don't want to be in those type of situations where they're paying for a kid that isn't theirs. They don't, you know, do you want to be in a situation where men are fighting amongst each other, and when we fight, we're fighting nearly to the death? Do you want to put yourself in those situations? Do you want to put yourself in a situation to where you know I'm trying to think some other stuff, but the thing is that a lot of these dykes, I don't even these dykes and these transvestites, I think they have a very skewed view of masculinity, because the thing is that they want to pick and choose what they like, and then run back to when there's something too hard for them to handle. They want to run back as a girl, or be or kind of claim in the middle so they can have special treatment. um but even with just straight girls, I just kind of miss those days where people, girls inspired to be princesses, they inspired to be damsels. Like, you look at TV shows now, you don't see princess shows anymore. I used to see on Sunday on Nickelodeon, there would always be some kind of Barbie princess adventure. They would always show it on Sundays, and now that I look at it, you don't see those type of shows anymore. You don't see any type of show to where girls are being feminine. Let me think of some like female shows that I see now for kids. Uh, Actually, I don't even really watch TV like that, but I really feel like a lot of girls are just in they're too busy trying to compete with a hyper masculine male. And this is why you see a lot of girls or a lot of feminists wanting to have these hyper masculine characteristics, to where you now you're having I'm reading articles about feminists from feminists are talking about dominating in sex and sexuality, and being happy with your sexuality. Don't you you know have as much sex as you want. Now these feminists are starting to sound like these players and these little and the type of guys that they pretend to hate or dislike, or claim as misogynist. Um, I really hope that girls can really get back to their natural selves. If I have a daughter, I would love, for her to, you know, uh, you know, be a princess. Do girly things. I really wish I knew what shamed a lot of girls into wanting to be, girly. I feel like, I don't know if it's because of men, or it's because of older women not being accepted, but this has to change, and this has to stop, because um black women, the thing is that you keep asking for gender equality, but then you get mad when black men don't protect you. They're not valuing you. They're not putting you on a pedestal. They're not elevating your status. And the thing is, it takes a man to do that, because obviously other women aren't doing it, and they won't do it. But this is why black women need to stop competing with men, and start encouraging men to lead, because obviously nothing's going to get done without men. And now you have these girls wanting to be men, and the thing is that let's just be honest. These girls are not going to be builders. They're not going to be putting the they're not going. You're never going to see these bisexual or studdish women in mass wearing construction hats or orange metal plated hats or anything. You're not going to see them, building buildings or building any kind of structure or leading and or taking control and a capitalistic way of dominating things. They're not going to dominate the world financially. They're not going to be builders. They're not going to do anything that's powerful financially. What they're going to do with these gender confused gender confused girls is that these girls are just going to look at hyper masculine men and just be like, okay, men can be players. How come a female can't do the same? And they're going to be competing with men over sexual things, but they, when it comes to economics and physical building, you know, having blueprints, you know, actually being in the trenches and, you know, paving, paving concrete and, you know, going into secret meetings and, trying to buy um, land and stuff like that. Those dykes, they're not gonna be there. They're not gonna be doing it. And that's my problem with a lot of these gender confusions because you have these feminists who want to be men so bad, but the thing is that you're mad about things that you're not even going to do anyway. I mean, how many females you know in mass, or or are not afraid to get their hands dirty. They're not afraid to, to work in a hot sun, you know, for, you know, for hours, for 18 hours a day or things like that. There ain't a lot of women like that. So, these feminists will run and hide, and then they'll just kind of be like, well, we don't want to be men physically, but we like the sexual aspects of men. We like their, men's sexual privilege, and this is why this feminist shit needs to stop because it's not gonna get anywhere. And black people really need to let it go with this gender equality because the thing is that you keep pushing it, and then black men, especially black boys, they're not going to be motivated to lead, and they're already not motivated. They're already not caring about anything. They're already not giving a damn about life, and you're wondering why men, these boys are not inspired to go to school. They're not inspired to change the community because they're looking at you like, hey, bitch, you're gonna do it for me. Hey, you're gonna get this job for me. You're gonna, you know, you know, support me financially. They're not gonna be inspired to do it because these men have seen 3 to 4 generations of women, being the main breadwinners, taking care of the family. So, black boys aren't going to be inspired to do anything. You know, if females keep promoting feminism, but I've been ranting long enough, but I'll just end it here on this note.